Hi, this is Jessica Young from Bimser International. We are a passionate enterprise software maker bringing the best solution ideas since 1998. Today, I'm going to show you a demonstration on how to use QDMS. So first, by logging through one of the admin users' accounts. And just want to let you know, we are also providing the mobile application for both Android and iOS users. So here comes to the home screen of QDMS. From the top left, we have the integrated management system. And under this, we have all the different modules located. And next to it, we have the system infrastructure definition. It is the place where the configuration happens. And before we are uploading any document or opening a CAPA, we need to making sure the configuration is completed. And as you can see, from the home screen, we have a list of tasks which are already being categorized under different sessions. And it is very convenient for different users to view which tasks need to be completed. And there are actually three types of user: viewers, regular users, and administrators. For viewers, they only have the ability to read documents, but they don't have the ability to revise or approve. And for the regular users, we have like employees, managers, supervisors. They are performing their supposed jobs based on their job functions. For example, employee can upload a document for review, and the manager can review and approve the document. And administrator is the person who can oversee the entire system. So let's start with the module practice. As you can see, the document activities module, which is the core of QDMS, allows you to submit and make changes to the documents. And first, let's click on the document viewer to see what kind of files are in the system. As you can see, there are different folders here, and under different folder, we have files. So for the demonstration purpose, I will create all the files under this practice folder. And here is a list of the files under the practice. So now let's see how we can create a new document by clicking on the new document preparation. And we click on practice, and we go to the next step to create a new document. So here, all the fields that are in a star needs to be filled, and it's required. For example, we can put task 1, 2, 3 as the name. And as you can see, the revision number, we cannot make modification to this because it's automatically generated by the system. Since this is the original document, the revision number is 0. And the document owner for here, I will put myself, Bimser International. And the other information is where you can add some reference documents here. And the permission is where you can create different permissions for different users. For example, here, as I'm the administrator, I have all the access to read, print, revise, or delete. And the distribution and the approval works the same way as the permission. So you can give different permission to different users based on their job functions. The comment section is where you can make any additional comments. And as you can see, process, attachment, if you ever need to attach any documents. And here, the history. So since this is a new document and it hadn't been completed and published yet, so there is no history for track. And under the document side is where you can upload your document. For example, here, under the add document side, and if you add file, and if you browse from your system, for example, you want to upload this one, and you just upload this document to the system. And it shows files uploaded successfully. So now you can click on this to send out this form for review and approval. Maybe we should change the name since it mentions there is already another document the system using the same code, so maybe we can change the document code. And as you can see, the system will never generate the duplicate documents, which just helps you to making sure there's like no duplicated records in the system. Okay, so we have already changed, and let's see if we can successfully send out this document now. Great. So now let's go back to the home screen to see where we can approve this document. So under the documents for control requests, let's click on this document code we just created and review this document, making sure everything is right. We have the correct document. Okay, now let's click on so we can send out for approval. So let's still go back to the home screen, and under the documents for approval requests, click on it. So just as you know, since this is for the demonstration purpose, I have set myself all the permissions, but in reality, the user who are creating a document he cannot revise or approve the document by herself. He needs to send out the document and for another person, for example, a manager, to log into the system using the manager's account and then approve it. Okay, let's see. Everything looks great, so we can approve it. Cool. This document has been published and is ready for use. So for us to check, let's go back to the document viewer and see the new document we just created. So under the practice, double click and let's see. Here we go. This test is the one we just created. Okay, so what happens if you need to make any revisions to the documents you just created? Replace the document content or make changes to the document name, whatever. You can go to the revised document. So go to the practice and let's find out which file we need to make revision. Okay, let's assume it's the same document we just created, which needs to be revised. And then let's go to the next step. So here, revision process has started. Okay, now you can see this number has automatically changed to 1, since this is the first time we will do this revision. So for this document, for example, I just need to replace the original document with a new document. Okay, so here, under the add document file, let's add a new document, for example, this one, and let's see. And here comes to the tricky part. It's this added document name not compatible. It's because whenever you want to exchange the document to a new document, you need to make sure that the document file name is consistent with it in the system. So let's copy and paste this. So let's change the name of the documents on my laptop to the one which is consistent with the system. Okay, now let's try again to uploading. Okay, so this time the file has successfully been uploaded. And let's click on send for review. Oh, there's an error. It says the revision reason and the shouldn't be blank. Okay, so let's go back to the revision information. As you can see, if you do not fill out the required information from the required field, the system will not allow you to go to the further step. So for example, here we change the file. So we just put it as the reason. And then we click on send. This time it should be work now. Okay, so this document has already been sent. Go back to a control request to review this revision. And click on send to make the document for final approval. Okay, so under the documents for approval request, let's open this document and make it publish. Okay, so now this document has been published again and it's ready for use. So let's go back to the document viewer to see what changes we have made and how it is reflected in the system. So we click on this file we just created. All right, now you can see the view document under this section. This is the content of the file I just uploaded, and document information where you can see you just input is where you can keep track of the changes you made. So for example, I only made one revision, so the revision number is 1, and the reason is for change the file. And all the other sessions are the same. And if you go to the history, now you can see the full history of the document I uploaded and the revision I made are all reflected here. So this is pretty much I want to talk about the document activities. Now let's move on to the internal customer complaints. So both the customer complaints are for the internal and external. So the screen looks the same, and you just basically fill out the same information. So for here, for practice purpose, I will show you an example of how you create an internal customer complaint. So by clicking on the internal customer complaint activities, you can see those are the complaints in the system. So for now, if you click on the new one, I'm going to create a new customer complaint. So the departments I can choose, for example, it's marketing. See, maybe it's the wrong marketing material. We'll put it here. And let's paste this reason to the dish detail. And the complaint category, I think we will put it at the general complaint right now. In the product, it's for QDMS. Okay, so here under the complaint detail other fields, it's actually you can choose, but this is not required, the importance level. And under the team session, you can choose a team leader, the responsible departments. For now, I will change it to myself so I can quickly review and approve the this complaint. And the first progress report is usually 3 days after today. So today is June 25th. So we assume the first progress report due date is June 28th. And you can attach anything here. And for now, you cannot access to the first progress report and many other sessions because we haven't reviewed and approved this customer complaint. So now you go to save this. So it has already been sent for approval. Let's go back to the home screen and approve this complaint. So this is the one I just created, the wrong marketing materials. Let's open this complaint. And then yes, just double click and see. So yeah, this is the one I just created. So close it and let's approve it. And put approved here. So now it has already been approved. And let's go back to the home screen. And let's see, under the internal customer complaint waiting for review, let's open this one I just approved. And we can start by entering the first progress report. So the first progress report is usually when you write about the current situation. So for now, we are sending the wrong marketing material, so we can just put wrong materials sent. And let's save it for now. And regarding the first progress report, we can take actions to modify this. So if you click on the new one, we can create a new action. So we can put the action responsible for example, Dennis is the person who is responsible for this action. And the action definition, maybe we can put resend document for marketing purpose. And the planned end date, maybe just for today. And then we can save it. So now the status has opened. So we need to close this action in order to write the final report. So here under the action part, where you can see this is the action we just created. And then if you go ahead and perform this action. And so now we assume you have already completed this action, and you can put completed here. And then click on save. So now you can see the status. It has already been changed from open to close. So now if you go back to the home screen and review, you can see there is this complaint we just created. It's waiting for write the final report. So we click on it and we can start writing the final report. So we can say the correct marketing materials have been sent out. And let's save it. So now this final report is waiting for approval. And let's go back to the home screen. And as you can see, this one pops up here to waiting for it to be closed. So here you have several choices to make. For example, if you want to open a follow-up, you want to just directly close this complaint. For example, if you want to open the follow-up, then we can create a new follow-up. For example, we were making sure next month the marketing material is the correct one to send. So we will put Denise in charge. And let's say maybe next month. So in the month, let's say 24, just check marketing materials. And let's save. So now it has under the stage of follow-up. So once this follow-up has completed, you have the choices to close this, and this complaint will just be gone. So after introducing you about the complaints, we will go to the corrective action, which is the CAPA, corrective and preventive action. And let's see an example of how to create a CAPA. So here I will use an existing example. So here, just double click on it and we can see all the stages we need to go through. So it's pretty much the same as what we did when we do the customer complaint. So first you will identify which nonconformity you discovered. For example, for this one, the nonconformity is the pest control. So we are actually behind our schedule to do the pest control evaluation. And we just open this CAPA and then we write the first progress report. So we need to keep our pest control evaluation up to date since we are outdated. And the person who are in charge is the team leader. And then we will analyze the root cause of this CAPA. So for example, it's because an employee did not send out the evaluation to the property party to check out the pest control qualification. And once we have analyzed the root cause, we can take corresponding actions. So for example, here we are sent the pest control report. And then we did a follow-up 1 month later. And then we can close this CAPA. So this is the procedure we will go through when we do the CAPA. And next, let's go to survey module. So here you can create different surveys within minutes. It's very easy, and you can create surveys both to the internal and external parties. So right here, for example, I'm going to create an internal survey to be conducted by our current employees. For example, if I click on New, and I put the name of the survey as survey, and I will set expiration dates maybe within 1 week. So, and then participating. I will choose myself to participate, and the many other employees, for example, who can. Okay, and then the responsible party, I will choose myself for the demonstration purpose. Okay, now I can go ahead and save the survey. And if you go to the bottom page, you can see the status of the survey is closed now because it hasn't been published yet. So now you have the choice to enter some questions for this survey. So here you need to create a title for the survey. For example, it's about employee driving survey. And then you click on save. And then you can click on the text to enter any question you have. For example, do you drive or take shuttle to the company? And here the roll number is, you can do whatever you want. For example, we can put 3 here. And if this question is a required question, you can put it required. And let's save it for now. And if you click on the back, and if you go back to this one we just created, and you click on open use survey. So the survey is now open. The status has been changed to open, so people can have the ability to do this survey. And then if you click one time about this publish button, and if you publish this survey, so we can double check if we can see it in the system. So if we go back to the survey and the participating surveys, and if we scroll down to the next page, here we go. This survey is the one we just created. So in order for you to see what kind of questions we may have for the survey, I will show you another example of this transportation survey. So if you click on participate this survey, you will see this is the form we just created. And as you can see, there's some optional feature we can choose. So for example, if you click on subway or bus, there is no pop-up question popping up. But if you choose driving, there's additional question pops up. And this is the session where you can manipulate the importance of each items to you. For example, you can manipulate up or down. And from here, you can type whatever you want since it's a text box. So now let's go back to the next module, which is the event notification. So I will show you an example of how you can create a new record. So for example, if an employee is hurt during the working time, you can put a work accident here. And under the work accident, you can list, for example, it's today and the time, whatever, and you can explain the reason, maybe fell from a ladder. And the person who is responsible for this investigation, for example, is myself, and event location, for example, it's accounting department, and the incident category is commercial, it's labor, so you can choose whatever fulfills to the current circumstance. And the incident level, maybe it's 1. And here, it's all are not required, but if you want to add anything, you can always add it there. And then you can click on approve. So form approved, and it's submitted for the approval for the following users. So if you go back to the home screen, and let's see, we can always find the one we just need to approve. So for example, this one is what we just created. Let's open it. And let's review everything, making sure it's correct. And then after the investigation, we can put a name here. Position, maybe let's put myself here, and maybe fell from a ladder. An accident results, we can say slightly wounded, and maybe for 3 days leave, and then we can approve it. So after we have done the investigation. So now this form has already been approved and submitted for the final approval for the following users. So you need to log back into the system using that user's account and then do the following approval process. So this is all the important modules I want to go over. But as you can see, there are many other modules such as the emergency situations, the suggestion system, the training planning. So you can do many other things within this QDMS. Thank you again. This is Jessica from Bimser International. Thank you.